Iman Gadzhi gets more views in a day than most people get in their entire lifetime. So I studied all of his funnels, the same funnels that Andrew Tate actually used to become the most Googled man in the world. Iman Gadzhi is copying the exact same strategy, and today I'm bringing you the 4 pillars that these guys use across their social media so they can get millions and millions of organic views and drive them all to an offer. So let me break it down. You can see here Iman Gadzhi has this $100 million personal branding strategy, and I have just deep dived into personal branding, and it is a very, very deep hole, and so I'm looking to master it. And if you're not building a personal brand in 2025, like Iman says, unfortunately you are building a personal brand. Your personal brand is your 300 Instagram followers and your 20 LinkedIn connections that no one cares about, right? That is your personal brand. You cannot opt out. So you have to follow these strategies in 2025 if you want to be relevant in business or in the digital marketing space at all, right? Basically, if you're a business and you sell something online, even if you sell in person, you need to be on social media. You need to be creating content. It's an absolute game changer. So Iman has mainly Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can see Iman has a whole bunch of different accounts here that are either managed by him or his team, and he doesn't distribute the content all across one account because that puts the bottleneck into that one account. If that account gets restricted, it's in big trouble, and so he spreads them across multiple accounts. He does the same on TikTok, and hopefully this loads. So you can see he's got 4 million followers here, and he just posts tons of lifestyle content. It's mixed in with some aspirational stuff. There's some high production value stuff mixed in with some just 30 seconds of him talking in a car with her name is Amara, right? So this is TikTok, and then YouTube. Obviously, we all know Iman on YouTube. He has multiple channels. He's got the main channel. He's got the business channel. He's got the raw, unfiltered channel. And so if I type in Iman Gadzhi, you can see he's got his main, he's got his unscripted, and then he's got there's a whole bunch of people making content about him, and then his business channel, which is sort of flying under the radar a little bit, which is here. And then it almost looks like, what is this? Iman Gadzhi Inspiration I saw? That might be... Yeah, so like, it's just... He's everywhere, and all his content touches all corners of the internet. And then it's the same it's the same on Twitter. So I'm not sure if he's definitely not doing all of this. But the way that he does this, and he's able to create these basically thousands of pieces of content, it seems like a month, is that he starts with long form and then he clips them down, right? And those long form are spread across these 4 pillars. You've got motivational, inspirational, informational, and reputational. And if you have a look at the Andrew Tate model, right, it's kind of the same. You start with long form, and then you incentivize people to clip it, either by paying them money or by saying ridiculous things that get views, or both. And then Iman actually hired a gigantic team, the same people who blew up almost all personal brands that you can think of, and paid them to create hundreds and hundreds of short form accounts across YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and then post all of these pieces of content. Because if you watch a piece of Iman Gadzhi content, it understands that this is what his face looks like, and then it serves you more content with his face in it from other accounts. And so you just get bombarded with Iman Gadzhi content. If you stop scrolling and you watch a couple videos, the algorithm is so clever that it actually delivers you more content with the same face. So we've got top of funnel content, which is sort of broad targeting, and this is his motivational stuff. And this is majority of his content. It's like 40%. And then you show them quick wins, successes, montages. It's, you know, he loves that sort of stuff. I'm going to remove that, otherwise I'm going to get demonetized. But like, this is obviously staged. He's got a team and all the rest of it. He's in private jets. He's got sports cars left and right. You know, everything is carefully orchestrated to represent this luxury, aspirational lifestyle for his target audience, because that's what they resonate with. And then there's all of this inspirational stuff, and that's kind of like pillar 2, which is 30% of the content. And then you can see
for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you will be successful. That is not a doubt. I've never seen someone stay at something for a prolonged period of time with unwavering focus and discipline and not be successful.
I mean, it's facts, you know, hate him, whatever, but the guy's done really well, and he obviously knows what he's doing with these sorts of things. So here we go.
17. I remember it was my final day. I came home, it felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders, and there that night I went for a walk, and as I'm walking, I'm literally in tears, and I just have a streak coming down my cheek, and
So, I mean, I don't know if any of this stuff is true, but it's very inspirational, right? Because it sounds like he talks about his stepfather being very abusive, and father leaving, and growing up poor with his mother and having to provide, and then he talks about wanting to end things. So lots of inspirational content. And
I asked myself, you actually do this? I'd started my business already, and in fact I'd had quite a decent amount of success, but listen, when every single adult and every single person that you are encountering in your day-to-day life is telling you you are going to be a failure.
Yeah, so I think he's done one thing really well, and that's the mindset stuff. And I think a lot of his content sort of loops back to that. So it's less tactical. He's also great at documenting the come up. And anytime you sort of call him out, he'll say, well, check the receipts. I've got 10 years of content. You can see every single step that I took to get here. Nobody gave me this. There was no silver spoon, whatever. Obviously, everything is carefully orchestrated. I'm not going to put something out that makes me look like an idiot. Sometimes I do. And then the third pillar here is informational. So this is more of the tactical stuff. These are for people seeking expertise. And I think I remember I found Dopamine Detox through Iman. And then he kind of skims the surface. He doesn't get super tactical. It's just kind of, there's a lot of this inspirational fluff. And then I dive deeper into Alex Becker's stuff. And that was really where I got the tactical step-by-step. And, you know, it sort of changed my life. So, you know, I have Iman to thank for some of that, because he sort of sparked.
What is the fastest way to get clients?
The fastest way to get clients is to stop thinking that you can use a plug-and-play script or method from someone else, because we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Some of us are very good cold calling on the phone.
I happen to agree with that. Like everybody, all of you guys out there, if you haven't started a business, you're looking for quick, easy wins, and sometimes you just can't avoid the suck. You just have to actually go through the suck and like suffer through the cold outreach. And so he's got a whole bunch of tactical things that's mostly targeting his younger demographic audience. He's got some detailed guides, and of course he's taken it down now, but he had that 40-minute VSL where he talks about the best business model to start, and I think it was 2021, but he kept changing it every year. He's got compelling presentations, and he's kind of, that's his style now, this top-down hard card thing where he passes it over, and you know, people don't use clickers on a PowerPoint anymore, or you know, I'm using Miro. I guess that's my thing. And then finally, it's this reputational sort of content where he talks about personal achievements. You know, occasionally he'll talk about buying a new car or buying a new watch, and that's sort of a crossover, or you know, he's become a co-founder in WAP, and people care less about this sort of stuff, but I think it's important to showcase. All right, so like,
And they can tell if you're doing something that you wouldn't normally do. It's not going to be natural. It's not going to be confident to you. So I just think as a guy, even when I was 16, teenager broke, like my dates with my girlfriend back then were a walk in the park. Stuff that was like 5.
so this is a little bit outside of business. He talks about some of this kind of stuff, but not a ton, right? So, you know, value, wisdom, life beyond money. So these are the sort of 4 pillars. But that's he creates. You can see a lot of this is podcast content, and it's not going on other people's podcasts. A lot of it is sitting down with friends, family, and creating a environment where he can create. You can sort of sit for 3 hours and just talk, and then he's got 700 clips that he can pull from that, right? And so that's what they do. They take this one piece of long form, and I'm actually taking inspiration from this, and you will start to see a whole bunch of short form, because I'm making one long form every day, and so my team is now taking that and clipping it using some AI stuff, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you want me to show you the whole flow and how I'm using it and all the tools I'm doing, and maybe even put together like a template that you can just swipe, then let me know down below. Write the words AI. I will be posting it inside of the Dopamine Digital free school group, which is full of 4,700 members. So that'll be linked below. First link in the description. Make sure you check that out if you want that when it does come out. There's a whole bunch of other goodies in here in the classroom. You can see here that I often put, like, look, all the outputs and prompts of me testing these 2 AIs is here. So if you want to learn how to start your first business, literally this is what $8,000 of AI that I had exclusive access to said. And that's only inside of the free school group linked below. So what all these guys do, Iman and Andrew Tate, and now me, you know, because I'm like, well, these guys are smarter and bigger and better and make more money than me, so they must know something that I don't. And so it's just reverse engineering it and applying it to my business. Is they take these long form and then they clip things up across IG, TikTok, YouTube, tweets, etc., with multiple hooks and multiple variations, and for maximum upload frequency. So they might have, like, this is all one clip, but they might just change the first 5 seconds, or they might take it from a sit-down interview, and this is the sit-down interview, then this is a montage of the interview, then this is the audio with B-roll, you know, or this is the exact same one as this, but with a different 5-second hook. So his team has gotten really, really good at this, and of course he's got hundreds of clipping pages, and he even pays people on WAP to clip his videos and post them, and then they get paid on the views. So it's really spectacular, and it's resulting in hundreds of videos being uploaded on the internet each day, and thousands being uploaded each week. And then as soon as the algorithm shows you his face and you stop and you watch, it continues to show you content from lots of different accounts from the same account, and so you can't kind of escape it. And so if you've watched any Iman content, if you're subscribed to any of his stuff, you'll notice that every time you open up your feed, you'll see something from him, just because the volume, the sheer volume is so high. And so one of my most successful friends posts 9 long form videos on one YouTube channel, and he has multiple, and he does that across all of them. And so I'm sitting here posting 1 a day, and I'm thinking that it's crazy, it's so much work, it's so much volume, 1 a day, oh my god, I used to do 1 a month. But really, these guys are posting hundreds a day. And so Iman, Andrew Tate, Alex Hormozy, they all follow the same thing. They just overwhelm the algorithm with content. Volume, just pump thousands of pieces of content at the top, and then it gets proliferated across, and you guys see it whenever it's relevant, because the algorithm is so smart. So his visual branding and aesthetic is very specific. It's not this in-your-face rah-rah, but he still has some subtle flexes, like wearing $100,000 watches, showing up in $250,000 cars, walking around with influencers that are very difficult to get in front of, looking like Mr. Old Money Gentleman here with the trench coat in some estate. So everything is carefully orchestrated, but if you were to say who has the best personal brand in the online info marketing space, I might say it's Iman Gadzhi. I'm going to get some hate from that, and please feel free to leave lots of hate in the comments below. It's all engagement. But the way that you can copy is make tons of long-form content at the top, figure out a system to clip everything down so that you can proliferate it across multiple platforms, short-form platforms, because the algorithm is so clever and people are spending so much time doom scrolling these like just go anywhere and look at people on their phones. Go on a bus, go on a train, sit on a plane. People are doom scrolling on social media and they're consuming something. They might as well consume your content, right? So that's the way I think about it. And if you're not posting content, you are absolutely behind. So it'll change your life, it'll change your business, and it'll change the impact you have on the world. Because thanks to you guys and making some of these pieces of content, I've had you tell me that some of these things have helped you change your life, and it's crazy because I don't even have a massive audience. So if that's you, really appreciate it. Always, I reply to literally every single comment that you guys leave below. So if that's you, let me know down below. I love hearing those sorts of things. But be yourself, be authentic, and it seems like quantity over quality, because and Mr. Beast might disagree with me here, but he does both. So if you can do both, do both. But if you can only do one, do quantity. That's why I'm pumping out one a day. And instead of spending 3 months putting these videos together, I spend sort of an hour breaking things down, doing some research, then another 30 minutes preparing the Miro, then another 30 minutes filming, then another 30 minutes post. And that's like that 3-4 hour block is done for the day. Where it used to take me 3 months, I can get it done in 3 hours. And so I can pump one of those out every day. As soon as I start systemizing it better, I can put out 9 a day like my friend. But anyway, in the meantime, if you aren't posting content, I challenge you to post one piece, even if it's just a reel. Just post an Instagram reel once a day for 100 days. Your life and your business will change forever. I guarantee it. All right, thank you guys for watching. Now, if you want to watch the next video, I've left that on the screen. I really think you'll like it. And the algorithm, being so clever, thinks you'll like it as well. So check that out.